Hi, folks. How you doing? It's me, Mr. Moohead, and welcome to yet another installment of Moohead Radio. Today, we move forward in the football season as the Browns visit Pittsburgh to get the shit kicked out of them. And I'll be telling you exactly how it's going to happen. But first, the great news. There's great news for both teams, actually. The Steelers defense, they're all healthy now. Isn't that amazing? Joey Porter Jr., who hasn't played since week 1, he's off the injury report. Makes me feel really good. As is their pass rusher, Alex Highsmith. Just in time for the Browns. He sprained his ankle in week 2. And then there's Jalen Ramsey, the defensive back, who didn't practice Wednesday or Thursday and is listed as questionable, but you know damn well he's going to be suddenly healthy because it's the Steelers. Now, what's the good news for the Browns? I know you're waiting to hear it. Shedeur is now number 2 quarterback. Okay? Isn't that great? Oh, I'm having a heart palpitation. I'm so excited. Oh. Be still, my heart. And if that wasn't enough, Jaylen Warren is going to be back for the Steelers in the backfield to run the football. He sat out the Vikings game with knee soreness. No such thing for Cleveland. The only one who's not playing is Calvin Austin III, who was ruled out for Sunday's game. So there's that. And you know something? The Browns' offensive line didn't sustain any new injuries last week. So we're at full strength with our 85-year-old offensive line. Makes me feel good. How about you? Like I said, Shedeur is going to back up Dylan Gabriel with a pooper scooper. You know, I would like Shedeur a hell of a lot more if he kept his fucking mouth shut, okay? Now, I criticized Baker Mayfield for this too, and you know, you don't talk big shit when you have done nothing. You're not living on campus in Colorado anymore. Here's what Kevin Stefanski said about making the decision to make Shedeur number 2. I'm always thinking about our players and what's best for our players, Stefanski said, and I want to make sure when it comes to young football players, particularly at the quarterback position, that you are intentional about your decision-making. And that's really all it is. So I'm excited for all of our guys. And now, to encapsulate that in English, we bring you Casey Kasem. I really don't care what's best for any player. I only care what's good for myself. And that's the reason why I didn't have to do anything until Jimmy Haslam said, you got to make him number 2. Jimmy Haslam already is number 2. Tim Couch was number 2. He's not excited for anybody. It's doubtful he could even get excited. So, oh man. So who is number 3? That would be Bailey Zappi. And he's an emergency quarterback. But there shouldn't be any tragedy that would make that happen. Although we're playing the Steelers, they could injure every one of our players and get away with it. It doesn't matter. They do every year. This year will be no different. But the reason I say that Sanders should just keep his mouth shut, and we're going to bring Mr. Moose in here. Hi, Mr. Moose.
Whoa.
Hi. Yeah. The reason that I'm really not, you know, a young quarterback, the one thing I say that Dylan Gabriel did best because he kept his mouth shut. He put his head down, learned the system, went out there, and did respectably. They didn't do great, but this team's not going to have anybody. No quarterback would do great in this system with this group of players around him. So Dylan Gabriel did really good for a munchkin. All right. And that's what he is. He's a dwarf. But in the end, I guess it's okay because he tackled it from a more cerebral perspective. And then, I don't know, the misinterpreted phone conversation between Shedeur and his father, who was in a hospital bed. And it's really weird how people get focused in. But if you saw the video, did you understand what either of them was saying?
Are you talking to me? I don't know what video you're talking about.
That Shedeur called his father, and they were talking back and forth, and Dion was doing most of the talking as usual, and I couldn't understand shit of what he was saying. It sounded something like this. Man, you got to do the reads, man. You got to know the read. You got to do the drop back. You got to know the read. You got to do the.
Oh no, you're not doing like the airplane jive voice, are you?
That is. That's what it sounded like.
Oh, make it stop.
No, but it was like, why am I watching this? You know, it would be like, could you imagine if Deion Sanders was like the movie star of like a remake of one of your favorite movies, like Dirty Dancing? It's like, shit, nobody put baby no corner. It's like, make that stop. But
wow,
but then they tried to misinterpret it. That's the even the funnier part. And all that that Sanders has said, Shedeur, is that he sees a light at the end of the tunnel. And he's thankful for whatever role he's given. Now, what does that mean? A light at the end of the tunnel.
I'll tell you what that is. That's J.J. Watt's white jersey coming after him.
That's a huge Steeler projectile coming from both sides of the line. With Highsmith in there too, which there's going to be just coagulating around him. But this light at the end of the tunnel. So you've been playing in darkness all year. I mean,
well, that is Cleveland.
We don't want to hear that from him. I mean, and no, but the light at the end of the tunnel is that me. Dylan Gabriel had the sense to say, we suck. Okay. Not me. And here's what that Shedeur also said. And he will volunteer the strangest information. We're going to make sure we do everything we can to make sure Dylan's ready for this game. Whatever that means.
Whatever that is.
Each and every day, even when Joe was the starter. Do you remember Joe?
No. They took my advice and traded him away, though.
Yeah. Preparing the right way and be ready to know that you could get out there at any point in time. I'm overly confident within myself. It's like, this is more information than I needed. I know when I first got here, I'm ready to play, but it's up to the coaches. And whatever decision they make, I'm fine with.
Wow. I'm just waiting for Cavaliers season. I mean, I nearly forgot this was on today. So
well, the Cavaliers season, I've watched both of the preseason
I've seen
games.
some of them too, man. I think Proctor, man, Jesus, you've lightened it up.
Well, here's the thing, though.
I know it's preseason and he's a kid.
Well, it's not only that; it's that he lacks that first step speed to be able to blow by people and to set up others. His history at Duke was that he was surrounded by great players. Okay. All 5 of the starters were drafted in the NBA draft.
They say that every time he's on the court.
Yeah. But they had some really good players. And he was a guy who is a shoot first guy who's trying to learn other aspects to ball handling and sharing the rock with other players, setting other players up. And it's hard for him. But when you look at what he's up against as far as competition, first of all, to start out the season, we don't have Max Strus, we don't have Darius Garland,
Right.
and we no longer have Ty Jerome, yeah. So that those things are like bye bye. So instead, he's got to go up against CPJ, who has done what I've been screaming about Darius Garland not doing.
He looks bigger. He's gotten bigger, and
he's smaller and leaner, but yes, he's in shape.
He looks more athletic, as they say, as opposed to like no, I'm not going to say it. He looks more athletic, as Jim Brown would say. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's correct, Rich. You have the, Animal House. Thank you.
Ew.
Exactly.
I thought he was nice. Ew.
Are you a college student? Flounder.
He was from Cleveland.
Yeah, somebody has to be. Looking at the stats for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'll talk about the Cavaliers at the end of the show.
Yeah,
the Steelers player stats, the most interesting one is Aaron Rodgers. All right. He may not be capable of fucking a whore anymore because he's old. However, they've reinvented him as a different kind of quarterback. Okay. When he was with, now not as crazy as Brett Favre, not crazy like that, but he had a wide open downfield mentality when he was with the Packers. When he was with the Jets, he was on the ground going, ah! My leg. But now he's become kind of a quick pass, short pass artiste. And so he's completing 68.5% of his passes. He has thrown for 786 yards, which at the rate he's going, if he plays all the games, he's going to be over 3,000. He's averaging 7.3 yards per throw, which is a lot better than the 2.9 that the Browns were doing.
1.4.
He's averaging 196.5 yards per game. And his long pass was an 80-yarder, and he's thrown 8 TDs, 3 interceptions, and he's been sacked 9 times, which is, a good almost 2.5, a game. But his overall rating is a 102.6. So he's done a really good job for the Steelers, and I think that they're putting him in a safer position because even though he's still been sacked 9 times, anytime a 72-year-old guy gets sacked, there's a danger to all of this. Now, Gainwell has been their starting running back who's got a 4.4 average, and then Warren with a 3.1. Their running game has not been and I don't think the Steelers' running game has been really great since Franco Harris. No, but you know what I'm saying. They had a bunch of people that they tried. Najee Davenport and
Najee Harris and
Najee
Omama. Johnny Quest.
Yeah. But there was nobody who really knocked them dead. So again, the long run for Gainwell, 15 yards, and for Warren, 11 yards. It's just a sub-mediocre running performance so far, but they're in first place. And they need that running game to be able to continue to win football games as the season progresses. Now, the receiving core, we already know. You've got Metcalf at the wide receiver, and he's got 15 receptions, 17.4 yards per catch. This is very similar to what we faced with Minnesota and Jefferson. His long was that 80-yard pass, and he's giving them 65 yards per game, but 189 yards after catch. Here's the other thing that Aaron Rodgers is doing. He's meditating. No, the other thing that he's doing is he's throwing the ball to his running back, Warren, who's got 142 yards and is number 2 in yardage in the passing game. And that's even more than Austin the third, who is their third leading receiver. And Warren is averaging almost 13 yards a catch, and Austin 14 yards a catch. And that is the check down, which Kevin Stefanski never gets forward yardage on because they throw it all the way. They don't devise plays in Cleveland, but Pittsburgh does. They'll suck people in because everybody wants to sack Aaron Rodgers. They'll suck the defensive line in, and then they'll throw it in an empty void where the running back is, and then he'll shake and bake and make somebody miss. That's what that's all about. A guy who's killed us in the past, Pat Freiermuth, he's only got 65 yards this year. So that's nothing to jump up and down about, but he kills the Browns consistently, and you can bet that he will again.
Yeah.
Now, on the defensive side of things, this is where it gets really rugged. They have 14 sacks this year, 2.5 from their linebacker, Herbig, 3 from TJ Watt. We knew that he's always going to be the leader that way. And a lot of linebacker blitzing. And this is what the Steelers do. And you know what they're going to do, and they still do it. So the Steelers are the Steelers, will always be the Steelers under Mike Tomlin defensively. That's the way it works. I was looking at the overall tackles. All right. And Queen, the linebacker, and Wilson, the linebacker, tied for 35. But you're never going to guess who number 3 is.
Oh, I have no idea.
Juan Thornhill.
Juan Thornhill. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Now, here's what I will tell you.
Trying with the Steelers.
I'll tie this in with a nice little ribbon around it. By the way, the Steelers have a great kicker. And from a field goal perspective, 6 for 7. Boswell is 5 for 5 beyond 40 yards, 2 for 2 beyond 50 yards. He is having another real top Pro Bowl kind of season. And their punter is averaging 48.4 yards per kick and a net of 41. What I was going to say about the Juan Thornhill situation is what I'm going to say about Greg Newsome. Now, Greg Newsome, when he gave up the pass in the Vikings game, the sideline pattern, and I think it was Jefferson who made the catch, and he was dancing. He's a dancing machine. Ooh. Oh, I'm sorry. What's he dancing for when the other guy caught the ball? And it was then, and I said this on the program, I'd be done with him. Let him go. But here's the thing that is becoming an obvious truth about the Browns. Players play here to collect a paycheck, but they don't try very hard. And we've seen this with so many players. And it gets old looking at it all.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty sensitized to it, really.
Yeah, and you're right. Austin, the receiver, is out for Sunday. He's the only one who is not
maybe they could rebuild him, like Steve Austin, $6 million.
Like the $6 million man, yeah. Steve Austin. I
love that noise he used to make with his legs.
I'm not sure that was really his legs, but so the Browns have a problem because, the point of the whole thing with Greg Newsome was not that Greg Newsome doesn't try. It's that we can trade him before we have to re-up him.
Yeah. I mean, you can look at the Flacco thing as a salary dump as well. Yeah.
So, I mean, nobody, I'm going to be honest with you, nobody wants to play in Cleveland. Nobody.
I don't want to play in Cleveland.
If I went into the deepest part of Shedeur Sanders' brain, he wants to play so we can look good, so we can get the fuck out of Cleveland. And he will say that in my lifetime.
He probably is queuing up to say that now. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's really annoying when you see players not giving full effort. And so we ended up trading with the Jaguars, and, we ended up getting a guy who's been Burn City. He had 2 good initial years, and then when it came to the 3rd year and 4th year, he's been hurt. So the Browns love him, some of that. That.
Oh, yeah, because the stats say that he's still as good as he was 2 years ago.
Well, yeah, Tyson Campbell.
Analytics.
At least he's 6'1" and 195 pounds, as opposed to 4'8".
Like I am.
Yeah. For those Game of Thrones fans, Tyrion Lannister, that would be. Somebody out there will understand the reference when the show is archived. He's in his 5th year out of Georgia. He was selected in the 2021 draft. He's appeared in 60 games, 59 starts, recorded 297 tackles, 42 passes defensed, 6 interceptions, yada, yada, yada. But the thing is that all of his viability was in his first 2 years. 5 of those interceptions took place in his first 2 years. And that he is, since he's come back, he's been picked on like 3rd most in the NFL. So just understand that that's what you're getting. Yeah. And here's the most insulting thing of all. This is on clevelandbrowns.com. Noah Monroe, staff writer intern.
Oh, so he doesn't get paid, huh?
That's right. He works for Jimmy Haslam.
He's a work experience with Jimmy Haslam.
Yeah. Here's what he says about the Browns. I'm a competition junkie. I just think the divisional component of how our schedules are aligned in today's game, the intimacy specifically of the AFC North, the stability within the programs. Kevin Stefanski's been in Cleveland for a number of years. I've known Browns defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz for a long time. I think that intimacy, that knowledge creates competition. I think the geographic proximity creates a good environment. There's a lot to be excited about relative to this game and AFC North football. But what he's talking about is Schwartz.
Ooh.
He didn't mention the Browns offense. Nothing. Here's what he said about Schwartz. He's been around a long time, and that guy does a great job of working to play to their strengths and to cover up potential weaknesses that all units have. You see that in his schematics. He's thoughtfully aggressive. You feel his game planning. He caters to his plan week to week based on the things that opponents do. He's capable of going big with 5 defensive linemen versus run games. So, and then he's talking about Myles Garrett. And then he's talking, and then Aaron Rodgers is saying Myles is a Hall of Famer. He may not be in it yet, but that's where he's going, Rodgers said. But he's not going to host Jeopardy either, the bitter Rodgers said.
Wow.
So that's so here's
they're putting feelers out there that Schwartz is going to be interim head coach or head coach.
No, I just think that there's no respect for the Browns offense. And the only way that we do anything against them is if they're asleep at the switch. But they're not going to be, because it's the Browns-Steelers game.
Yeah.
We know them, they know us, Tomlin said, so it's game on. And he's going to do exactly what he does to beat the Browns in Pittsburgh every fucking single time. All right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to change a goddamn thing.
No.
Now, again, on clevelandbrowns.com, how will Dylan Gabriel handle pressure from the Steelers defense?
Yeah.
Mommy! Mommy! Get me out of here! No,
Yeah, I hope they don't show that game in Hawaii, man.
get me out of here. That's basically how he's going to.
He's gonna be like Topaz in the crate, isn't he?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I don't want to go in there.
And it was like, here's what Kevin Stefanski said. Excited about these opportunities, these rivalry games. It's not a rivalry, Kevin.
Yeah,
you don't win in Pittsburgh
for 40 fucking years.
You don't win there. It's not.
We never won there. We never won there in the 70s or the 80s.
Stop using the R word, please, please. Obviously, they're atop the division right now, playing really good football. They're plus 7 turnover margin.
Oh God.
Sorry.
Oh God.
Well, is he sleeping with DePodesta? I mean, it's like, see, I know exactly all the numbers going into the game. I just don't have a play sheet to call from. Well, oh my God, lockjaw. How will Dylan Gabriel handle the pressure? He doesn't know pressure until he sees the Steelers at home. He has no idea. You know what he's going to say?
He's going to be thunderstruck is what's going to happen to him.
Follow the yellow brick road.
Or renegaded.
Now, the interesting thing is the Steelers have given up 382.5 total yards per game through the first 4 games, the 5th most of the league, which you would never have expected to be the case.
Well, they've played some decent offenses. I watched a bit of that game against the Vikings in Dublin. Yeah, I mean, they've played some decent teams.
Now, they've also given up the 3rd most passing yards per game at 260.5 yards. But the Steelers only give up 80 yards per game rushing, and that's how Kevin will try to beat them.
More than likely.
Well, no, what do you mean? Not more than likely. That's the only. He's not going to say in a second start, Dylan Gabriel. All right, turn it loose, young man.
Yeah, turn it loose.
Not going to do that. And then here's the scariest part: when ClevelandBrowns.com wants to talk to somebody, they don't talk to me. I want to make it clear. Some intern from ClevelandBrowns.com is not interviewing me. I went to an Ivy League school. Go talk to Tommy Rees. He doesn't do anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has time to talk to you.
And here's what Tommy Rees had to say. Steelers have an excellent front across the board. Usually got 5 covers. It's a lot of one-on-one matchups. We can't win those, Tommy.
You know the other thing that's happening. Did they mention that the Steelers are on a bye week last week?
Oh yeah, I mean they're healthy and ready and wound up and ready to go. And then
I lied. The teams they did play were the Jets, Seahawks, and Patriots, as well as the Vikings. Those aren't particular offensive powerhouses.
No.
Anyway.
And here's what Tommy Rees finished up with. They do a nice job with batted balls. And that's exactly right. They hit us in the balls. That's what they do. And then the referee points to our guy and throws the flag. Get an idea of who I think's going to win this game?
Well, it could be a tie. That's happened before.
And if I hear one more time about 19 of 33 passes for Dylan Gabriel for 190 yards, it's over. I mean, that's over and done with, man. I mean, he's facing a really loud crowd. It's not a bunch of people saying, I'll have the crumpets, please, along with the cream.
Yes. Some strawberries.
That's my British man with palsy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
Forward.
they don't know vicious crowds when they stop to see a NFL game in England. That it's
No,
downright polite.
it's very polite.
And, but it's not that way in Pittsburgh. In Pittsburgh, it's God only knows. And then here's what Tommy Reese had more to say. For Dylan, I think operationally, we took to the biggest areas to improve. I mean, after one start, there's going to be things that he's more comfortable doing, running away. There's going to be rhythm there that he can get on the same page with the offensive line.
Yeah, the same page. None of those
Why?
guys,
Joe Flacco never got. I mean,
none of them have rhythm, my friend. Yeah.
I mean, it's. I don't understand. If a 40-year-old veteran who had all the snaps in
All the
preseason,
snaps.
every one of them, if he couldn't get a rhythm going with this offensive line, how is a munchkin going to do that?
I don't know.
Nothing against Dylan Gabriel. I think he has the stuff to be a backup quarterback to last in the league. I do believe that if he stays healthy, it's like all things.
Job. He can keep a job.
So, but I just thought, what a thing to say. It's like, we're just trying to get some chemistry between our quarterback and our offensive line. It makes you feel so good.
It's a terrible thing. I'm actually curious about the Bengals and Packers game. That should be hilarious this week.
Well, you know something? I was thinking about how happy Joe Flacco is. And I'm going to say something about Joe Flacco that is not going to be particularly complimentary. But the whole thing with him, he's got a big smile on his face because me. This is what he did during spring, before the whole football season began. He was just kind of like, well, I'm just grateful that I'm going to be the guy. I'm grateful that I'm going to be the quarterback. I'm grateful. And it's like, you shouldn't still be playing, dude. You shouldn't still be playing. You should be at home with your family and try to be healthy. That's what you should be doing. But he's not doing it. So he's real happy because he's going to go to Cincinnati and he's going to play. And if he does well, he'll eschew, bless you, he will eschew his family and his safety and try to play with another team next year if he can trick somebody into it.
Oh, I think he's coming back to Cleveland next year. I think
Oh.
we're dumb enough to get him back again for a third time.
Yes, sloppy thirds.
I'm dead serious about this. They traded him when I said they were going to trade him. So, wow. Yeah.
It to me is, and the other thing, he has receivers in Cincinnati.
He does.
He's going to be able to throw the ball down the field. But where it goes, nobody knows. Maybe the other direction.
Yeah, but he's also got Zach Taylor working for him. So all bets are off.
All bets are off. Zach Taylor, that guy's a moron. He should be in a prison in West Virginia.
Instead of me. God, how should I ended up in prison? Not Zach Taylor.
I'm a gambling man, been all around the state. I like Bruce. I do.
Everybody
like
loves
him.
Bruce. Whoever doesn't love Bruce Drennan doesn't love life. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
I
didn't even look up what the so-called experts are saying about this because they just are trying to get people to gamble. And the fact is, there's nothing to gamble on here. This game isn't even going to be close.
I wouldn't have thought so. I would be shocked.
I mean, the one thing that the Steelers know how to do
is beat Cleveland in Pittsburgh.
Not only that, but they're second in the NFL with 10 takeaways. And for a team like the Browns, who gives the ball away, This
Here,
is
have the ball. Here, just throw it at me.
no, that'll be
Here,
like
I'll lay it on the ground for you.
John Madden. Here's the ball. You can just go
Here's the
ahead and
ball.
run with it. Go that way. That way. Not that way. That's our touchdown end
That's all
zone.
touchdown.
Go
That's
that way.
Safety. Yeah. 6 points that way.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, I mean, we fucking won the turnover battle last week and still lost. So, I don't know.
And then this great quote. This is from Ashley Bastock on the Orange and Brown Talk podcast. Yeah.
That's a porn name.
No, she does a perfectly fine job. It's Mary Kay Cabot. I have
She's
a problem
not a Hall of Famer though yet. She's got to do it for.
She's not going to be a Hall of Famer because God only knows what Mary Kay had to do to become a Hall of Famer. It's like, well, I got something in my eye.
Something in your eye.
She really does certain kinds of jobs really well. Yeah. Do the Browns have any hope of winning the turnover battle in this game? My gut tells me the answer is no.
No,
because the Steelers
gut would be smart.
are second in the NFL with 10 takeaways, and they've had one fewer game than most people.
Yeah.
This defense isn't necessarily great, but they're very good at making splash plays.
Oh, when did that start? The whole splash play thing. That's a terrible expression.
Yeah. And the Steelers' defensive approach has been described as bend but don't break. That's the way, which is not usually the way the Steelers would be.
No, it's normally break, and break some more legs, and
and cripple Nick Chubb.
Other people, and start
fights. I still want Minkah Fitzpatrick to get run over by a vehicle. I really do.
Yeah.
Just to crush his leg so he never plays again.
Yeah.
That's all. So what are you going to do if you're Dylan Gabriel? You have to get rid of the ball fast. What are the Steelers going to do? They're going to jump patterns.
Yeah.
And why not?
Because they know every single play, so they know where the receiver's supposed to be. Now, whether our receiver actually will be there and run the right route is anyone's guess.
If a guy jumps a pattern and they give up a 20-yard gain or a 25-yard gain, as far as like, and I mean on the flat, because they're going to check down because that's all Stefanski does. And, they're going to jump that pattern. And if the running back gets it and gets 18 to 20 yards with the ball, that's fine, because they know the Browns can't put back-to-back first downs together. Not with a rookie quarterback, not with an old offensive line. And with this concept from Kevin Stefanski, it's not going to happen. So, and this thing, it says for Gabriel, who's 6 foot frame, he's not 6 foot tall. Did you see the picture of him standing next to Joe Flacco?
That looked stunning. That looked like me standing next to Joe Flacco.
Well, I mean, Joe Flacco's a true bona fide 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah, he's easily 6'5". Yeah.
And if he is 6'5", I can tell you that Dylan Gabriel was 7 inches smaller.
Yeah.
At best. So
I don't know. It's all a bit worrying.
And Double P says, they're not, their defense is, they don't have to be, not against this Browns team.
Great. Yeah, they don't have to be the Hall of Fame steel curtain.
If we had any weapons whatsoever, I would agree with you, but no. And Double P says this as well. Let me see here. Watt knows the playbook, though. Yeah, he's seen us play
better than our team.
Yeah, it's really pathetic.
How many years in a row has he studied it?
And General Dog says, I don't think so. Flacco will have a bad O-line in Cincy. And there's a good point by Kevin.
True. I mean,
they've got a shit offensive line.
Yeah, and that's why I want to see this game. I don't know what's going to happen.
But at this point in Flacco's career, he goes back and he's going to throw it wherever the fuck he's going to throw it. Honest to God. And if he's going downfield to one of his, T. Higgins guys or to Chase or whomever, it's, He's just going to lay the ball out there and let them go after it.
Yeah.
And Flacco is 6'6", Rudy Funk. That's what he was listed as, I remember. But at 40, he may have
he
shrunk a little.
Spinal compression, So.
And Jeffrey is saying, why is Jim Schwartz scouting quarterbacks with Andrew Berry? I think he's going to take the Hiccups job after this year. Yeah. Yeah, I do think that I don't think he's going to be the next head coach unless Stefanski gets fired.
Yeah, I think
during the season.
Well, bye week another month from now.
And he's the only one who could ascend to that position. But I don't think that there's any future in Jim Schwartz as a head coach. But the problem is, if there isn't, then there's probably no future for him as a defensive coordinator in Cleveland. So it goes. Everybody wants to be Joe Flacco, and as they get older and they still have a primetime job, and nobody's going to turn it down, Jim Schwartz included. So, yeah, as far as the coach situation, when Stefanski said that he was surprised that Flacco was traded, I mean,
this is Cleveland we're talking about, man.
Wow. Then he had no say in that. Think
about it, right?
I'm surprised. It surprised me that we traded him. I mean, that's like saying, "Wow, I didn't know that was going to happen."
Yeah, but he was on like $4 or $5 million salary, so they dumped most of that. He would have been just moping around the Berea, doing nothing. He wouldn't have been training up Dylan Gabriel or Shador. I mean, he's probably a bad egg to have in the locker room at that point once he'd been demoted. So yeah, I totally saw this coming. I just hope that we actually would have gotten an actual person instead of some fucking 5th round draft pick. But
yeah,
anyway.
Yeah, and Double P, this is the bottom line. Arch Manning.
Wants Manning.
Arch Manning. And that's terrible. You want to know why he's terrible?
Why?
Because Jimmy Haslam went to see him.
and ruined them. He ruined them, turned them into shit.
If a piece of dried scab skin of Jimmy Haslam touched Arch, that's how you get what you got here. Terrible. He's looked horrible.
Well, if he was any good, he would have been playing ahead of Quinn Ewers last year at Texas instead of the other way around. So that's my comment on that.
Yeah. So Raul Havana is saying, so Steelers 50 billion, Browns 2. The 2 might be an inflated number.
Yeah, well, that could be them running out the clock, like going out of the end zone so that we don't get the ball back. So, anyway.
Yeah, he is. He whatever he touches, he has the anti-Midas touch. Whatever he touches turns to tin. It's unbelievable. So I'm not going to sit there and say anything more about the Browns game, except they're going to lose 37-10, and it's not going to be competitive. It's not going to be close. And then everybody is going to be screaming, well, let's try Shador, and all that.
Well, if the Browns should happen to win, it's going to be one of these fluky wins that they have every year against one reasonably good or top
Not
team.
In Pittsburgh.
But yeah, it's just so unlikely.
Not going to happen.
I'm not even going to do a score.
And
will live.
And Tony, I mean, it's going to be a defensive slog.
No, I don't know about that. I think there's going to be some yards, man. I think.
Well, I mean, the thing is, the Browns just can't get into the end zone, and it's very difficult for them to do that. So, with that in mind, I wanted to point something out that will. And remember, when I'm doing this program, I'm talking to the people who are viewing right now live. But a vast greater number of people will be watching this as an archive.
The superior people watch it as an archive.
Yeah. And Ron Shane, I hope we score 20. We'll coronate Dylan Gabriel if he gets the magic.
Oh, if the Browns get 3 touchdowns, man, that would be like a miracle. So,
And, again, Russell Wilson, man, did he piss his head coach off? Oh, when Jackson Dart got shaken up, they had to take him to the tent, and they put Russell Wilson on the field, and Russell Wilson didn't know what he was doing.
wow.
Oh, and you should have seen Dayball's face.
Oh, it's bad enough as it is.
God, it looked like Dayball. Must be the shit in my eyes. Yeah, but no, he was pissed off. It was like, what are you doing? And they got Jackson Dart back out on the field, the big furry hurry. But he is small, and nobody talked about that. But it was a different time and a different place. These running quarterbacks don't age well.
No,
And
none of them do.
we're seeing the first stage of that now in Lamar Jackson.
Oh, what's up with him? Is he still
Leg
down?
is hamstring is hurt
Yeah,
and soft tissue stuff, but it starts with that and it goes a whole lot worse as you go on. One direct hit in the leg and he's RG3. That's the truth of that. And if there was a mistake made on Jackson Dart, it would be the Browns, because I don't know how they select any of this stuff. I really don't know.
I saw quite a bit of that game yesterday. I'm not ready to coronate Jackson Dart as
No.
all-pro quarterback. I mean, that again, that's like the Eagles. The Eagles could have had just their bad game last night. Anyway.
Now, I've been watching the Cavaliers in their first 2 preseason games.
Did you see that little Japanese guy? He was like,
I really think so.
He was amazing, man.
Well, kind of. But if you put him into a real
scrum
in the NBA.
I know, a real NBA game.
Hey, I'm down here.
I don't think so.
Wild.
So the Cavaliers, what are you going to say? The coach is just trying mix and match things because it's going to be a problem for Cleveland. They've got a lot of road games to start the season.
Oh, God,
and
tough schedule.
Yep. And to make it worse, they don't have Max Strus. They don't have Darius Garland. This is going to make things, and Ty Jerome's gone. So you have to figure out, and they've announced that Lonzo Ball will not play more than 20 minutes in any game.
Okay.
So he's gonna come off the bench. So who is your starting point guard?
Well, probably CPJ would have to be.
Well, I mean, he did a smart thing getting himself in shape. We'll see, because he was shooting lights out, and then when he was playing a little bit sloppier when he was with the bench crew.
Yeah, I think one of the bits of the 2 games I saw, the starters looked fine, and but yeah, it got a bit ropey when the Travers and all the Australians were in there.
So. And I'll tell you the things that were obvious to me. Naquan Tomlin looked like he didn't belong on the floor.
No, he did not look good.
I mean, like that's like, bye-bye, I'll see you sometime, maybe.
Yeah, well, yeah, it could be, again, bad 2 games or he's just rubbish.
I had higher expectations from that player.
Yeah.
And the other one is Tyson.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to make excuses for these guys. I mean, maybe they were just, too nervous or something. I don't know.
Well,
they didn't look good.
I'll have one Tyson talk about the other.
I'm going to send them to Bolivia. You know something? I'm just thinking to myself. I'm thinking south. That guy got my last name, and I'm going to fuck him up.
That's what Mike would say about no. But Jalen Tyson has not been good. and he is just chucking up shots because he's trying to work on this quick release shot. And you know what he looked like?
Who do you look like?
Isaac Okoro.
Oh God, aren't we glad we traded him?
Yeah, well, he was throwing up bricks too, but so was Tyson. And the thing is, there are a few people on X who really love Jalen Tyson. They want him to be something that he's not. He's not a good shooter.
He's a bench player. He's like the 9th guy on your team.
Yeah, and if we're expecting him to start, there's going to be problems there. And, we haven't seen any Sam Merrill because he's got a little injury going for him there. So we haven't seen that. Normally, I think you would see Merrill starting.
Yeah, well, that's probably what will happen.
And Donovan Mitchell will probably be handling the ball. And they're going to try to get that more offense. The good news that I'm seeing is Hunter, DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah, that's who I wanted to say. He's popped in like a point per minute every time he's out there. So you could check that. But
yeah,
Lonzo's not that bad. He was all right.
No, he's not the same guy. And I agree here. He doesn't have any explosion, and he's trying to make up for losing his leg, basically, with smarts. And he's
got a lot of guile.
That's what he's trying to do. But the thing that I saw more than anything, after having watched last year and with great attention, is that the Cavaliers can still be run off the floor because they're slow. The bench of the Bulls were outrunning them down the floor. They didn't look like they were moving. And honest to God, they're just not a fast team. And teams are going to pressure them in the half court. I mean, full court, but bring them over the line and try to get, time penalties, of the ball not crossing midcourt, or to just force them to have to work for extra seconds just to get over the line, and it throws the whole tempo of the plays off. And Donovan Mitchell is a talented guy, but if he has to be the one going up and down the floor all the time with the ball, and it's not a good thing. And that I see that as a potential downfall again for the Cavaliers, because right now we don't have, and I agree with you. They're probably going to have to try a CPJ out there for periods of time handling the ball. And he can sometimes get a little overly excited and try to do too much and make passes that aren't real smart.
I'm not sure how much you can read into these preseason games. But
no, you can't really read anything into the games themselves. I look at the overall and say, gosh, we look awfully slow out there. Larry Nance Jr., look, I can tell.
Really slow. He is.
Look, I want to say something good about somebody. Okay. And Larry Nance Jr., I really want to meet him. I really do. There is a connection, and kind of like a blind connection between he and myself. Okay. And we shared a friend, and that friend died on Christmas Day. I've talked about that on the show. And his name was Ben Starcher, and he was the guy who founded the RealCavsFans.com forum. I knew him for 20 years. And spent a lot of time with him in his last 2 years of his life up in Ohio. And he did a great turn, a great favor for Larry Nance Jr., and Larry Nance Jr. paid him back. And when a professional athlete goes out of his way to help somebody, and he didn't do it after Ben passed away, he did it while Ben was still with us. And he didn't have to do any of that. And good people resonate with me. And Larry Nance Jr. is a good person. He's had a lot of injuries. and how much he doesn't have the springs in his legs like he used to. And what Ben told me about Larry Nance Jr. was that the crazy growth spurt that he went through that ended up, people said, well, why was he like in Wyoming, playing college basketball in Wyoming? And he had this crazy growth spurt. He was like a 6'3", 6'2" guard. And then all of a sudden, man, he blew up. But his physical structure, his skeletal structure, it has never really recovered from that growth spurt. And the stress that he's put on his body playing for as many years as he has really has rendered him as a short minutes kind of situation, you know. Yeah, and I saw that, Moose. And I've known that for the better part of 2 weeks now. A participant of our panel, John Grasshoff, who lived up the road from me and in the Meadows, which is down the road in Bradenton, Sarasota, Florida area. He passed away, and we saw him kind of disintegrate before our eyes. I was very sad to see that. God almighty. But Larry Nance Jr. is a gentleman, a good guy, and I wish all good things for him because he deserves it. So, but how much you can expect minutes-wise out of him, that's going to be a difficult thing to ask. And, yes, Andre, I know. Yeah, we're trying to break that plane of 20 points. It's going to have to take 2 turnovers returned for touchdowns to get it done. I don't even know what's happening. God almighty. But I can say this, that Bronny's father is in a world of hurt.
Yeah, it's saying he's got sciatica. What is he, 65
He's done.
years old?
He's
He
done.
can't be playing with that.
No. And I'll tell you something. As great a regimen as he has had physically,
the yoga and all that, all
I can tell you something that, like, when Albert Bell, the crazy Albert Bell, was with the Indians, and he was a fanatic about fitness. I don't know if everybody knows this, but Albert Bell, he created the situation that ended his own career. If you remember when he went to the Orioles and
the White Sox too, I think.
Yeah. And he just was limping because of a hip problem.
Correct.
Well, he did that because he over exercised. His stretching was like something that somebody who was wacky would do, and it ended up getting him. LeBron, carrying all the weight that he carried back in the, we're a lot bigger these days, NBA of the past, and the athleticism that he's had, I can speak firsthand of what sciatica is. And me, just your everyday fat guy who was a recreational tennis player, when sciatica hit me, I had knee problems and I got a knee replacement and I was still playing doubles in the tennis court. But one day, I just went and hit a forehand like I have a gazillion times before. And this pain hit me that went into my...
Yeah, if you've never had it, it's unbelievable.
Oh my, like a rush of pain right into my legs, and I couldn't move. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do shit. And LeBron, and when they say LeBron's going to be out 3 to 4 weeks,
that's unrealistic. I mean, the thing about it is that once you have spinal degeneration, it don't ever get better.
That's right.
They can put cages on it. They can do whatever. But once your spinal cord vertebrae start digging into your spinal cord, or the nerve that causes the sciatica going downwards, you are fucked, my friend. Because there's no way to really reverse that.
Yeah, and that it's happening to LeBron.
He's old.
We talked about this as far as how well he's held it together compared to Michael Jordan, who just became heavy-legged and done when he crossed over 39, 40 years of age.
Well,
and
back then they were very reticent about injury revealing anyway, so you never knew what people had. Now, social media, and the gambling and all that, everybody knows everything. So, Jordan could have had issues that we'd never ever know about.
And LeBron did not participate in training camp. It's going to be another 3 or 4 weeks. He of course missed the 2 preseason games so far. He has yet to practice in a full practice. And JJ Redick described it as nerve irritation in his glute. Don't believe this.
No.
You know.
No.
That's like a classic symptom of sciatica.
That's absolutely.
And the reason is the sciatic nerve goes right under the glutes.
Yeah.
And so what you think is the glutes that are hurting you.
You got a pain in the leg. It's actually because your spine's fucked.
Yeah, that's right.
You swear to God it's in your leg that there's some problem, or it's in your upper leg or in your hip.
And you go get it massaged and it doesn't do any fucking bit of good.
Don't do fucking dick, man. And then you get an x-ray and you see your fucking spine. It looks like a damn pretzel.
Yep. I'm with you. I mean, it is a painful, difficult thing. And you can't twist left and right. You can't do any of that.
You can't even shoot a free throw with that.
No. Yeah. And the sciatic nerve is innervated by your lower back, and that's usually a lower lumbar kind of thing.
Yeah, L3, L4,
L4, L5, S1, and that will compact over time, and that will just send down bad messages, and it'll go down once it hits the sciatic nerve. Oh my God! Then all the way to your feet, man. I mean, when I was on that tennis court, I swear to God, you was
probably had no idea what was happening to you.
Not at all. I mean, and I've always been a pretty strong guy, but I couldn't walk off the court. They had to help me off.
Well, that's what neurological damage is. It has nothing to do with muscle strength or anything like that. If your nerves go, if you've got like Lou Gehrig's, or you got Parkinson's, or you got muscular dystrophy, or all that, neurological shit is forever, man. You don't get rid of that.
But, the one thing I can say is that the Cavaliers are still in better shape than a lot of NBA teams. And this is not going to be the 15-0 start season the last season was. It doesn't work that way.
It's unlikely. I mean, Stephen A. Smith seems to be pimping the Knicks, and people are saying the Knicks are favored in the East. Well, we'll find out in this first game where everybody stands straight away.
I think that the Cavaliers will be like the horse that has the kick at the end of the race, or like Dave Waddle running the 800 meters in Munich. You're going to pick up momentum as the season goes, because you get your pieces together and they start playing together, assuming that people remain healthy. What I wanted to say also is that Evan Mobley has looked good. I'm seeing more post-up moves and things.
And he's going to the hoop.
Yep. I mean, and I think that he's nailing threes. He's doing things, and his defense, oh my God, is just something to behold. That he blocks all of these shots.
Well, this should be his prime now.
Yeah,
I think we're going to see where he is. Whatever he does this year, he ain't going to get much better than he is.
No, and I think that what he needs to do is, to get to the free throw line, he's got to shoot a better percentage from the line, because he's got to develop what Karl Malone developed, which was the mid-range game, and we'll see. I see no reason why it can't happen. He's a very talented player. The last thing I wanted to talk about before I get the hell out of here, because I'm overtime anyway, I don't know if you saw the Dodgers win. Okay.
I did. I was up last night. It was like 4 a.m. here.
Yeah.
And why did that fucker throw home instead of throw the first?
A brain fart. A brain fart under pressure. Yeah, absolute
Indians.
Flat out panic. I mean, Orion Kirkering, the relief pitcher, guy hits the ball back to the mound, and there's 2 out and the bases are loaded, and it's a win. Kind of you lose and you go home situation, and the guy hits the ground ball right back at the pitcher, who knocks it down. All he had to do was compose himself, pick the ball up, and throw to first base, and there would have been no run that scored. Then it would have been the 3rd out. Then they'd have gone into extra innings.
Whether that run crossed the plate first before first base, the guy was out. It's a force play. That's the rules. So
yeah, I mean, why he did it, and then he just threw it away. I mean, it was just, and those are the kinds of things. And I hate to see it.
He's going to live with it for the rest of his fucking life.
I always bring up the story of Donnie Young, the pitcher, the Angels pitcher, who gave up a home run later in his career in the playoffs. I think it was against the Red Sox, maybe. It's been a long time. And he gave up a 3-run home run that cost his team a shot at the World Series. And he ended up committing suicide.
Yeah.
Some things you never get over. I mean, and I've told the story of Jackie Smith, the tight end for the Cardinals, who at the end of his career went to Dallas and dropped the pass in the Super Bowl. That was an important play for them that would have helped them win the game. And he ended up selling insurance somewhere, but he still talked about it. He could never live it down. And you hate for a young man like this.
Well, we won't bring up Ernest Biner then.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Remembered for all the wrong reasons, but
that was terrible. I did see that live though.
Yeah. And here's the last thing I wanted to say. We were talking about Jackson Dart and talking about how the Giants won 34-17, which probably absolutely freaked Brian Daboll out. Right, over the Eagles. So here's what Jackson Dart said, and sometimes out of the mouth of babes, right? Yeah, I mean, it absolutely is a statement, because you have to have a lot of respect for the Eagles. They just came off winning the Super Bowl. Top team in the league, Dart said. Quite honestly, nobody really expected us to put up a performance like this. As a locker room, as teammates, we felt confident. We just try to play hard for each other. We're not trying to make statements. We're just trying to play for each other and win games. We want to find an identity. And then the poison words. I felt like we did a good job of putting that a little bit together tonight. When they go back out on the field and Brian Daboll fucks them in the ass, there's never been any momentum for the Giants. And it's like, Saquon Barkley? Nah, he's not going to be able to play. We're not going to pay him. And he goes to the Eagles and he wins the Super Bowl there and he runs for 2,000 yards. That's the Giants in a nutshell. Unreal. But, out of the mouth of babes. There's always hopeful feeling. But I don't think that Giants team with that Giants coach, with Jackson Dart, it's not their time.
Yeah, I think that was like the Browns' annual fluke win. I think that was the Giants' fluke win of the year. I can't.
And the Eagles have not been playing very well this year. So I mean, it's like the Chiefs. A lot of the teams
Chiefs are figured out, man. The Chiefs are like Stefanski and them. People have figured them out. They know how to defend them now.
It was so it would seem, and a lot of teams. They can't. Can't live on past laurels.
I think Jacksonville deserved to win that game against the Chiefs. So I think they were the better team.
Yeah, that's what it looked like, and the tape don't lie, film don't lie. Well, everybody, I hope you.
Things to do, huh?
Yeah, I got to get going. But hey, Everybody enjoy the game as much as you can on the weekend, and I'll be here at the half, and I'll be here post game to hold your hooves when it is as ugly as I think it's going to be.
Wow.
So everybody take care of yourselves. I will see you again Sunday. And until then, hasta la vista, Pasture Heads. Good night.